Hello, I'm John and we're at the Katoomba Falls Reserve today. So welcome to this fascinating place where there are more walking tracks branching off than any other spot in the Blue Mountains. If you've come by car or by bus, you would almost certainly arrive somewhere near where I'm standing now. I'm going to show you each of the main tracks that branch out from here, so we'll start by heading across the road. Immediately across the road is the Katoomba Falls Kiosk. Certainly well worth a visit for a coffee. And around the back over here you can get your first views. The Skyway coming into view with Jamison Valley behind. The track down the hill from in front of the kiosk leads down to Kitumba Creek and onto the walks down alongside the creek and around to Echo Point. The other direction is where most of our tracks are, so we'll have a look up here now. From in front of the bus shelter, the track right next to the road goes around to Scenic World. That's the easiest way to get around to Scenic World, but certainly not the most interesting one. Entering the reserve next to the bus shelter, we come to a concrete path which will take us down to most of the tracks that we're going to visit today. To the right is a section of the Prince Henry Cliff Walk. This is the more interesting way to walk around to the Scenic Railway and Scenic World. Takes the same length of time but much more interesting. Now if we go straight ahead down the concrete steps ahead of us, we'll come down to a number of tracks. Ahead of us are two tracks and to the right a third. This is the most involved one. This takes you down into the valley, or if you only want to go part way via the round walk up to Scenic World. You can also go to the bottom of the first Katoomba Falls drop, so there's a lot to be seen that way. To the left, the Prince Henry Cliff Walk goes down into the valley of Kitumba Creek, around past the Kitumba Cascades, and we'll see where that comes out shortly on the way around to the Three Sisters. Straight up ahead is Reed's Plateau with a number of good lookouts, so we'll head up there next. It is quite a dull day, but the scenery is always fantastic. Scenic World up there, the Orphan Rock, Jamison Valley with Mount Solitary, and the Three Sisters. The Three Sisters around to Cliffview Lookout. Immediately behind that is the Skyway, and below us here, Katoomba Falls. We'll just walk along the beginning of this track where it leads down into the valley. You can get a pretty good idea of the rainforest from what we can see right now. The Prince Henry Cliff Walk heads down here, and this will also take us to the Kitumba Cascades and several great lookouts. This side track here to the right takes you down to the Watchtower Lookout. Continuing along the main track, we come to the Duke and Duchess of York Lookout. The newly reconstructed track from here takes us around the Kitumba Cascades. The reconstruction work continues. Could take a few more months. This is the upper section, the final section of the Katoomba Cascades. While the reconstruction work is going on, you need to take this alternative track. It's a bit rougher this way. We're now coming up at the top of the track back onto Katoomba Falls Road. The car park where we began is just up ahead there. This is the picnic area at the top of Katoomba Cascades, where the Prince Henry Cliff Walk begins to go around towards Echo Point. And here is the bridge across Kitumba Creek. Now you have a choice of three routes. If we go over here and follow the path, we'll come down to Katoomba Cascades. If we go straight ahead, we'll come up to the crossing of the main road up here and then Katoomba Falls Kiosk and down into the valley, or the lookouts looking at the waterfall. If we go this way, follow the creek around the oval up ahead, we'll come onto the road that will take us around to Scenic World.